If you met your partner as a stranger now, would you date them? Curious about those who have been in a long-term relationship. If you met your partner now, do you think you would be interested in them, pursue them? I'd pursue him faster, tbh.
I would hit that immediately. Together 20 years.
Sometimes I'll see my wife across a store and start checking her out. I'll get close enough or she'll turn around and I'll recognize her and get a little excited. She doesn't believe men when I tell her. We've been together 26 years, I absolutely would date my wife now. 100 yes. He's my best friend and still has all the qualities I want out of a partner. Been together almost 13 years.
No, I don't date people who already have children.
I met my partner when I was 17. 10 years later. Although physically he isn't my type. We still have a lot in common. Have the same views in life. Edit to add he's absolutely handsome just style-wise lol. I'm more preppy indie and he's kinda cowboy. But I like it a lot, we mesh well.
I would. She probably wouldn't lol. Absolutely. He is still exactly the guy I'd want to share my life with. I know how incredibly lucky I was to find him nearly 32 years ago.
Been married 30 years last Monday. While we have grown, changed, fought, made up, let ourselves go a bit, we have remained a team.
I love him now more than ever and would totally say yes again if we had to start all over.
I don't know. This is a tough question because a lot has happened to me and my partner in the time that we've met. Nothing bad. But we've both grown as people, and if we hadn't have met, I think a lot of that progress would be gone. I wouldn't have gotten help with my mental health. He might be chasing a former crush. I might be dead. He might have left the state, etc. The circumstances of our meeting happened at such a perfect lull in our lives. The stars probably lined up for us because I know I was in between a rock and a hard place, and let me tell you, those places were hell. Given the circumstances now, our meeting would be so unlikely to even happen. But if it did, I'd like to believe we'd try for each other.
Hell yeah, smart, kind, chaotic streak that would make the depths of YouTube look like Sesame Street, capable of having a discussion instead of an argument about things that bother her, dat ass. Sign me up again 100 times.
I don't think I'd date at all if I was suddenly single, but if for some reason I did, yes, I'd probably pick him again.
I hate people and I've been with him for a bit under 20 years and still love him.
I actually think we are more compatible now than we were in our 20s.
Hell yeah. She's incredible.
Not likely. Married very young and kinda quick. Had a kid 3 years after getting married, and that is our greatest accomplishment. As he has aged, he has become extremely more conservative, less accepting and tolerant of different people. He wants a certain type of life but has never put in the effort to work for it. I work hard and always want to be great at my job, but really don't care about that lifestyle. I think after 25 years we will fulfill the "till death do us part." But if I was single and met him now, wouldn't even be a one-night stand.
Nope, he got too rigid over the years. I love him, but at times, that man can make me so angry. Sometimes with just a sentence, and he doesn't ever apologize when he is wrong. At other times he could be loving and generous 20 years together, but knowing then what I know now, I probably would have not gone for him.
No, I would have been smart enough to see the red flags, not abused, just FYI, and I would have been content to remain single longer.
Nope, wasn't my normal type, but was a good person and treated me well, so that's why I went for him this time. Not knowing anything and basing on looks, no.
No. In fact, I barely am dating him now. We do lunch and a movie once a week or so. I consider myself purposefully single. Not in a million years. Denial that serious mental help was needed a long time ago made everything worse. On my own again after 16 years, I feel a sense of hope and optimism I haven't felt in a long time.
Fuck no. Sunken cost theory applies.
100. He's hot as fuck. Aging like a fine wine. I imagine him when I'm having alone time, every time. 9 years and counting. Can't wait for the rest.
Hard to say. Been married 23 years and we are totally different people now than we were back then. Sadly, I don't think so. But I also don't think I'd want to date any man if I found myself single. I'd plant a garden and get a cat instead.
Celebrating 10 years married next month, and yes.
Absolutely, yes. Married 16 years and been together for about 20. We've been through some really difficult and painful times in our relationship too. We've been on the brink of divorce. But what we took from those terrible times were the opportunity to learn more about ourselves and each other and to grow into healthier and better people. He's my best friend and I wouldn't be the person I am today without him in my life. He inspires me, supports me, and helps me to grow and be a better person for others and for myself. I've happily been with my partner for 6 years now and I think I would say no. I find her incredibly attractive, but she isn't the type of girl I would normally go for. I didn't truly fall in love with her until we were comfortable and the small bits of her personality shone through. Like how she sings to herself when she's happy. We have an amazing relationship that developed over the years, and the comfort and understanding we have isn't something I would know if I just met her at the bar today. If I had memory of my life with her I would 100% seek her out, but if my memory was wiped probably not.
I know I 100 would, but IDK if my BF would be interested in me. We've been together for almost 5 years, but in that time I've become a stoner and gotten increasingly depressed, so in a heartbeat, not that she gave me much choice on the matter to begin with. Married almost 20 years and it's still all kittens and roses. We have date night tonight with snacks, bad TV, we're halfway done with the sitcom, Till Death, and naked happy married fun time. Not if you were asking me tonight.
Wasn't my type when we met, nor I hers. We were friends for a couple years and fell in love. There wasn't even the slightest spark at first, but damned if there wasn't something smoldering somewhere that neither of us saw that erupted into an eternal flame. 20 years, 4 kids, 3 states, a dozen plus jobs, 6 houses later, and that fire burns hotter than it ever has.
I hope my wife never sees this.
No. Her weight now would make her totally off my radar. Truth hurts, but you did ask.
How can I date someone that doesn't exist?
Of course, he's too handsome and cute and sweet to not to be interested in him.
We'd probably hit it off. We did 45 years ago and that worked well. Yes. Together 27 years, married 25.
Most definitely. 29 years later. She's still everything I want in a wife.
My wife and I have been married 27 years. We have both grown as people. If she was the same person as she was 27 years ago and I had grown, we probably would not make a good match now. We often joke about finding someone new. We both say, no. I wouldn't want to train someone new. I have 0 regrets and would do it all over again. Absolutely. My wife has only gotten sexier and cooler as she's aged. We were both young and stupid when we met and we made a ton of mistakes. But if we were both single now, I think we'd hit it off and have one of those slow burner relationships where you start off as like work friends but you keep spending time together and you look for excuses to be in the same room and then one day it's like bam, you're in love. Yeah, I think that would be us.
I actually just left my partner, so probably not. Crazy how someone you love a long time ago can morph into someone you need to walk away from sometimes.
I dislike my ex-wife. If I met the person she is today? No, absolutely not. My ex-girlfriend? Yes, absolutely, she is an amazing woman. I haven't had a lot of relationships in my life, but as far as I'm aware the only one I wouldn't be interested in seeing again is my ex-wife.
No. No way, no how. He presents like all the other rural men I know. Ball cap Carhartt jumping out of diesel listening to country music, spent hours learning that before returning home he traveled extensively, which changed his viewpoints, destroyed his faith. So while still wearing the uniform of his kin, he had evolved past them. I vaguely knew him for years and had no interest because I assumed he thought the same way as his peers. A series of events involving his youngest brother being the age of my oldest kids led me to start getting to know him better. He took his shot one night at a party. I was sober enough to stop after the kiss and say IDK, but definitely not tonight. He asked for a date, but between schedules we spent 6 weeks talking more and more on phone, to the point that by the time the actual date came around, we fucked on a dirt road during the hour drive to restaurant. And have continued the stopping down a dirt road thing for a little over a dozen years now.
Yes, not sure if my wife would though, lol.
Yes. Been with him since 2012 and I still love him a lot even though we don't always agree on things.
Yes, he can light up a room. I love his personality and his hobbies.
Yes, absolutely. He's a silver fox now and I am so into it. Together 17 years.
Yes, he's the coolest person I've ever met. I adore him. We met later in life and my only regret is not meeting him sooner. If I could commission a time machine, I'd use it so that we could meet and fall in love as teenagers. Married 41 years and you betcha I'd date him again. He's still a good-looking, polite, thoughtful guy.